Hello my beautiful book friends and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be discussing the To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, Movie 2 review. The movie came out exactly 1 week ago and I just watched it last night because I knew I had time to film a review, so I've been putting it off for like a week. I have been trying to avoid as many spoilers as I can so that I could film this review like the day or like as soon as possible right after I finished watching it for the first time. And I just watched it last night and so I have my thoughts. I'm ready to discuss it. Also, I'm in my dorm, so I don't have a really cool atmosphere, I guess. So I have a tapestry. There's pretty flowers on it, so I thought that'd be a cool background. Let me know in the comments down below if you like it. There probably won't be a lot of videos filmed this way because like sometimes I film here and then sometimes I film back home. So brief non-spoiler thoughts. I don't know if any of you guys haven't watched the movie, but if you haven't, like, please go watch it. If you haven't read the books, I have book reviews for all the books on this channel. I will have them linked down in the description box below. I also have a review for the first movie if you want to go. If you haven't watched the first movie, like, kind of jealous because I wish I could go and rewatch it again for the very first time because it was so great and I love the first movie so much. The books are amazing. They just have like a special place in my heart. Those characters, those stories, like forever will love Lara Jean and Peter Kaminsky. So non-spoilery thoughts, back to the point. I give the movie, I'm kind of like debating on it. Like I give the movie, if I could rate it like on the Goodreads scale, I guess like star wise, I would probably give it either a 3.5 out of 5 stars or a 4 out of 5 stars. I did have some problems, just like some little things that I was like a little like, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I never go into book to movie adaptations thinking that the movie is going to be just as good as the book or like just the same as the book, because let's all be honest, like the book is always better. We all know it, it's facts. The book is always better. This is definitely the case. P.S. I Still Love You, the book is definitely better than P.S. I Still Love You, the movie. You know, Jenny Han wrote those books. She knows what she's doing. But I also love the movie because it's an adaptation of my characters, and I think Lana Condor did a really good job, and so did Noah Centineo and Jordan Fisher. He did a really good job. He made me like think like Peter or John. Pretty sure in the book I was solid, but in the movie I'm like, I don't know what to think. There's, you know, obviously there were some things that me as a book lover, I'm like, oh, I wish they hadn't done that way. I wish they had gone in the books. There was some stuff like in the book that they left out in the movie, which I wish they hadn't because it would have been so much fun. But anyways, I'm about to get into my spoiler thoughts. So if you have watched the movie, please continue on. And if you haven't watched the movie, please go watch it. Okay, first off, when I first started the movie, I was like nervous. I had to pause. I was like, why am I nervous to watch this? I don't know. I don't know why I was nervous. I guess with all book to movie adaptations, I'm just like, how is this gonna go? I mean, the first movie was so good, so I have really high hopes for the second one because it seemed like they were going by the books, and for the most part they did. They stuck kind of true to the books, like that I'm happy about, but also there was like certain stuff that they didn't stick to the books. The beginning of the movie was so cute where Lara Jean's like dancing around in like different outfits, and that song, first off, the soundtrack, the playlist for this entire movie was just amazing. Like the first movie had amazing soundtrack and this one was like no different. There was even a K-pop song. Yes, I wish they would have put a BTS song in there because, you know, I love BTS. I'm kind of biased, but I loved that. The soundtrack, it was just so good. So perfect for every single scene. So I read the second book like 3 years ago, like I think it was like 2016 or like 2017. I had forgotten a lot of stuff that happened in the second book. I had to go on Wikipedia and like read the plot. I had to watch my old book review just to get a little bit more of what went on in the second book. I kind of remembered, but then I wanted to like make sure that I knew the gist of what was happening. So they changed the ending of the first movie. The beginning of this movie was different than the beginning of the second book. So Lara Jean's getting ready for her first date. This is basically like right after the first movie ends. It's like they're official now. They're going on their first date. Her outfit was so cute. Oh, their banter is just the best. And the lantern scene, I'm pretty sure that was not in the book, but I think it was cinematically really pretty. And oh my gosh, like Peter going, let's not break each other's hearts. Like, I don't remember if that was in the book. I feel like it was. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. It might not have been in the book, but I feel like it was. Anyways, but like that statement just sets you up for each other breaking each other's hearts. So, no, but the lantern scene was so pretty. Like, I want to do that now. Like, I want to do that. It reminds me of Rapunzel, Tangled. You guys know what I'm talking about? Korean New Year, that scene was so great. I loved their outfits. They were so pretty. And the Korean food looks so good. It made me hungry while I was watching it, which wasn't good because it was like 12 o'clock at night. And I was like, I'm kind of hungry now, but like, it's 12 o'clock at night. Where am I gonna go to get food? So I just settled for some pickles and vinegar chips. That sounds gross now that I'm saying it, but I love vinegar chips and I love dill pickles. That's besides the point. Getting a little bit off topic. Her cousin was so funny. She's like, so you have a boyfriend? That's kind of cool. So I'm pretty sure in the second book, the hot tub thing that happened in the first book, the first movie, it's a big factor that Lara Jean still thinks about and like still is dealing with in the second book. And in this movie, they kind of glossed over that a little bit. They also kind of glossed over the thing with Genevieve. That's like one of the main things I was like, about in this movie. In the second book, I feel like it made sense for her to be jealous and to be angry at Peter because of Genevieve and all this stuff. But in this movie, there was some stuff that she could be jealous about, but there wasn't like a lot leading up to it. So it didn't make sense why she was so jealous about some little things that happened. That was like the only main thing that like I had a problem with, because in the book, there was a lot of stuff setting up her jealousy, but in this movie there wasn't really, so it kind of made her look weird to be jealous. Like, why are you jealous, Lara Jean? Like, there's only like a couple things, like Genevieve's mean, yeah, duh, but like, why are you jealous? In the book, obviously it makes a lot more sense and you understand why she's jealous a lot better, but it was kind of glossed over. And then when we get the letter back from John Ambrose McLaren, first off, Jordan Fisher's voice is so soothing. Am I the only one that like thought that when like every single time he talked, and like whenever his voiceover came when the letter was being like read aloud, it was, his voice is really soothing. Lara Jean and, you know, John Ambrose McLaren would go up to their treehouse and read Harry Potter, which, you know, we love readers. We love us book lovers. We love other book lovers. I thought that was a really cute scene, cute little flashback. In the book, they're kind of like pen pals. They exchange letters back and forth in the second book. And in this one, they had to make things come a little bit faster because in the book, there's like it develops a little bit slower just because it's a book, like, you know, it's over like 300 pages. When Lara Jean finally saw John Ambrose McLaren, it was because he was also volunteering at Bellevue. So in the book, John Ambrose is actually Stormy's grandson, which, I mean, I feel like they could have put that in there. Like, I don't know why like they took that out, because I just feel like that would have made a lot more sense. It just seems like really convenient that he was also going to be volunteering at Bellevue. First off, Bellevue, did anyone else think that Bellevue looked so cool and so fancy? Dang, if I was gonna live in a retirement home, like, this is where I want to be. I love the woman who played Stormy. I feel like she played that part so well. I'm pretty sure in the book there is a character named Trevor, like, right? Is it right? But like when I was watching it, I was like, who is Trevor? I don't remember. He must have not been that important of a character, but I was like, is Trevor new? He doesn't even go here. Oh my gosh, one scene that got me so mad was when Lara Jean was signing up to go to Bellevue and Genevieve just has to pop up, and when she said, it still shocks me just like thinking about it. She pretty much hinted, not even like really hinted, told Lara Jean that she should probably start eating salads if she wants to fit into her jeans. That made me so mad. I was like, she did not Just say that. Back to when John Ambrose McLaren and Lara Jean first like seeing each other again. This scene when Lara Jean falls, that was so good. That made me feel so awkward. I felt like it was so natural. And I love how in the first movie Peter is like, are you okay? Because like she fell over, like she passed out, and he's like, are you okay? And then in this movie, like we meet John Ambrose McLaren and he's like, are you okay? Because she like fell over. Like I loved how that like kind of paralleled. We see a little scene of Jenny Han in this movie. I love like her little cameos. It's just like, you know, it just makes me so excited. Did anyone catch that like Maddie Ziegler was in this movie? Like she was in 2 scenes. She had like a couple lines. And then of course Peter gets like all these valentines. I'm sorry, did that happen in the book? Someone tell me some of the stuff, like did this happen in the book? Like I'm pretty sure like that did not happen in the book. First off, it's like so unrealistic. I don't know, like their high school seems so much cooler than mine. My high school was not like that at all. People didn't really care about Valentine's Day. I think they handed out roses like every once in a while, but like no one really cared. I wish I went to Adler High because like Valentine's Day is a big deal. You know, they go all out. Peter gets all these valentines in his locker. That just seemed like so unrealistic. There was guys in my high school that were like popular, and were we stuffing valentines in their locker? No. I loved Lucas in this movie. I love that one part where after she sees Peter and he's got all these valentines, you know, Lucas is like, wear the head that wears the crown, and she's like, I don't want it, and he's like, it's yours, and she's like, I don't want it. Trevor and Chris, that was such a cute scene where they're in like the art room or like the wood shop or whatever, and like they're just talking about, you know, girl stuff, and it was so funny. But then Trevor walks in and he has like a rose in his mouth and he's just like, hi. This wouldn't be To All the Boys I Loved Before movie review if I didn't say that Lara Jean's outfits were just phenomenal. Whoever is dressing her up in these movies needs like a raise. I mean, her outfits were so cute. The first movie, her outfits were so cute that I made a lookbook about her outfits. Like, I don't know if I'll do that again, but her outfits are so cute. I wish I had Lara Jean's style. I wish I had her closet. Honestly, I wish I could go shopping with Lara Jean so she could help me pick out my outfits. Oh my gosh, that conversation between Peter and Lara Jean, like in his car, like outside her house when they're like making out, and she's like, it's like, you and Genevieve, like you guys had sex. Do you miss it? Is it a void in your life? Oh my gosh, Lara Jean. One thing about Lana Condor is that she acts like so well. Like she makes those like cringy lines come out like so natural. You could see a person like saying this. Sometimes like actors can't pull off those cringy lines and make them believable, but like I believed everything that Lana Condor said. She is Lara Jean. I think she fits the role so well, and she is Lara Jean. I just think her acting performance in these past 2 movies have just been really great, and I'm glad that she's our Lara Jean. Okay, let's talk about John Ambrose just a little bit more. I feel like in the second book, like John Ambrose was in it a lot. There wasn't a lot of scenes that made me feel like I loved him, because I'm always, okay, I'm team Peter all the way, but this movie made me love John Ambrose like even more than I loved John Ambrose in the book. Like when they went to the treehouse, when all of them showed up at the treehouse and he found out that Peter and Lara Jean were dating, his face, like he was just trying like to flirt, you know, like he had a little bit of a crush on Lara Jean and he was just trying to flirt, and it was so bad. Like his face, like when he found out Lara Jean was dating Peter, it was like a look of like heartbreak, and it was really sad to watch. Like that was when I was like, oh my god, John, like I'll date you, you don't have to date Lara Jean, I'm here. And Peter was such a jerk in that scene. I'm pretty sure he was a jerk in that scene in the book too, but like just like seeing it just made it so like yikes. One thing I'm really sad they didn't put in this movie was in the book they had that like they played that little game, like it was kind of like tag. They called it like Assassins or something. That was so much fun in the book, and they didn't have that in the movie. That would have been so much fun. Can you like imagine them playing tag? It would have made sense, like the stuff that leading up to like Peter and Lara Jean breaking up, because it's when she's playing tag that she sees Genevieve and Peter, like, she sees them. She doesn't like see like a picture that Chris showed her. Why is Lara Jean and Peter always breaking up next to a school bus? After the ski trip in the first movie, they kind of like have a falling out next to a school bus. And then right here, they broke up next to a school bus. I didn't like their breakup scene. It just wasn't, I don't know, I was like, oh, did they break up? I don't know, I feel like in the book it was a lot more, I don't want to say dramatic, but I want to say it was bigger. It felt bigger to me when I read it. Like I said, there was like a lot more stuff leading up to their breakup in the book, and I feel like there wasn't a lot leading up to it in the movie. So when they did break up, I was really confused. I was like, oh, they broke up? It just didn't feel right. And in the book, Peter's the one to go up to Lara Jean and ask for the locket back. In the book, it's so heartbreaking, that scene when he asks for it back. It's like, ouch. But in the movie, it's like, oh, it just didn't, it wasn't the same. One scene that I did love seeing, the Genevieve and Lara Jean scene. I don't remember if this happened in the book, but I really loved this truce between Genevieve and Lara Jean. I loved how Genevieve kind of comforted Lara Jean and was like, you know, Peter is crazy about you. But I love seeing how like they're not, I guess, enemies anymore. And then John Ambrose and Lara Jean kiss at that dance at Bellevue. I don't know, I feel like the ending of this movie happened really fast. I felt really bad for John Ambrose, just like how I felt bad for him in the second book when Lara Jean kind of was just like, I'm not over Peter. I mean, because like obviously, like, who would be over Peter? I just felt really bad for John Ambrose when she kissed him, and it just, oh, the train.
I hear that train coming. She's pulling around me, and I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when.
These scenes, like the ending. Shut up, train. Shut up, I hear you, okay? I know you're here. The last remaining scenes in this movie happened really fast. Like John Ambrose and Lara Jean danced, they went outside, they kissed, it wasn't great, and then she walks outside, and who is it? Who is it standing there conveniently? Mr. Peter Kavinsky. I know you don't like to drive in the snow. But we all know what's gonna happen in the third movie. Like, a lot more stuff is about to go down because they're about to go into their senior year. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to see it. So those are kind of like my thoughts about the second movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, I never go, like I said, I never go into a book to movie adaptation thinking it's going to be exactly like the book. They did make a lot of changes, but I feel like you could still watch the movie and enjoy it because, you know, these are our characters being brought to life. Would I have wanted them to gone a little bit closer to the book? Of course, because I'm a bookworm and I want them to go exactly like the book. So anyways, guys, like I said, I kind of gave this movie a little, like a 3.5 or 4 out of 5 stars. I'm definitely knocking out those star points because of, you know, the things that they changed from the book. I will probably read the third book over again before I watch the third movie, just so I can be refreshed on everything that happened. So I would love to know what you guys thought about this movie. What are your thoughts? What are things that you liked about the movie? What are some things that you didn't like about the movie? We all have our own opinions, and I would love to hear your guys's. So that is it for today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!